Welcome back to another vlogcast. I'm Amy Mitchell, and today I am in Seattle, Washington, and I'm with my new friend, Tess
Carlucci.
Awesome.
Nice and sassy.
I love that. So I've heard a little bit of your story, and I'm very inspired about what you have to say. Can you share just a little bit about what you've been going through for the past couple of years?
Sure, yeah. So when I was about 16, I had my first jaw surgery. My jaw would lock open, and then I wouldn't be able to chew or move it around for a few days. And then after that surgery, it started getting worse again. So I had my second surgery almost 2 years ago. And since that surgery, I haven't really been able to chew food for about 2 years.
Wow.
So there's been a lot of ups and downs with that. For the first 6 months of the surgery, they had me at a incline sleeping, so I kind of looked like I was like turning into a zombie, like just to sleep like this, or like some kind of like mummied something, and that was kind of like had its own issues with sleep and not being able to turn on your side. And then I had this cool retainer that made me feel like I was in 7th grade for about a year.
It was cool.
So I mean, I tried to make it cool, but that's hard to do.
It could.
But yeah, so it's been a process I'm still going through. I still can't chew, and there's a lot of physical therapy. And
How do you feel? Like, how does it make you feel when? I mean, the surgeries obviously have been going on for a lot of years. How emotionally is that affecting you during the hard times? Like, how are you feeling in those moments?
It can be pretty devastating, especially like from the simple things like when you're hungry, that's emotional.
Yes.
And when you go somewhere and there isn't anything you can eat,
yes.
that can be pretty traumatic.
Yes.
And then to things like, especially at the beginning when I wasn't allowed to speak for a long time and being frustrated and not feeling like you could articulate yourself.
Yeah.
To where kind of I am now, where pain can be pretty severe, and that can put you in a pretty dark place when you're just in a lot of pain and it's hard to focus.
How are you handling all that stuff that you're having to go through?
I'm really blessed that I have the most patient husband in the world who I met we went on our first date right before I had my second surgery.
Oh, wow.
So the whole duration of my healing process, that's all he's known. It's his wife that like can't chew and mushes up things like the back of a fork. I think I have faith that God knows what he's doing way better than I do, and that I may not know why this is happening, but there's always a way to use what you're going through. So just staying positive and showing that like this doesn't have to define me. The pain doesn't have to define me. Being frustrated doesn't have to define me. I can still do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's like a great conversation piece.
Yeah. You know? And that's how I met you.
Yeah, right? If like you're at a restaurant, you're like, what do you have on here that you don't have to chew? Like, what would you feed an 8-month-old? Then, that can kind of get conversation rolling. So yeah, I think I'm relying on community way more than I ever have, of letting other people encourage me instead of just trying to encourage myself, because that can that fails,
Yeah, sometimes people, when they're going through hard times, they put up this kind of, I need to handle it all on my own. I don't want help. When I was pregnant, like, it was really hard to ask for help. Can someone bring over, dinner? Because, standing on my legs hurts.
Yes.
But asking for help sometimes can be a little hard. Is that something that you find?
Yes.
With you? Yeah.
Yeah. I've always kind of prided myself in being very self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And not needing to ask anybody else for anything. And this kind of turned that completely upside down. The fact that the first year, kind of even now, like working, I can't lift more than 10 pounds because they cut all the major nerves and stuff in the side of on both sides. So even just practically like moving a box of CDs, especially for the first little while, I had to be like, hey, is anybody available? And it's like this little thing that's just, So from that to just saying like, hey, I just like can I call you really quick so you can encourage me? I'm like not defined by this, or this doesn't have to be frustrating, I think that it has like really forced me to be way more transparent, which is always a great thing. I think we're always called to be more transparent and humble and honest about where we are. That's the only way that other people can identify with you, right?
Yeah. If you were to talk with someone who's going through not necessarily exactly what you're going through. Like, I think I've never met anyone who's had Josh surgery, especially for such a length of time. But like, if someone's struggling through something, whether it's a surgery that they're having to deal with repeatedly, or maybe they're having difficult times with their parents' relationship, and maybe they're cutting. Maybe someone, whatever struggle someone might be going through, what is it that you could share with them that would remind them that, keeping a good attitude is important, that allowing people to help you is important, and that there is, you're going to get through this. It may last a while, but what would you say to someone?
Gosh, a lot of things. I think Scripture talks a lot about how like suffering produces endurance and builds character. It can, at the end of that, give you hope. And if you're going to suffer, don't waste it. I guess is like, if you're going to experience pain, don't waste that opportunity to grow and build character, and then within that, encourage people. There's always an opportunity to encourage people, and there's always an opportunity to be positive and to have a positive perspective. And I think if you're focusing on that, like, you see what you want to see. If you're having a bad day, something bad happens and then maybe something else, you could probably take the whole day and be like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. Like, that's so easy to do.
Yeah.
But if you don't focus on that and you're focusing on the things that went well, it could be the exact same day. Those are all facts, right? But man, like, your perspective can completely shift when you're focusing on like the positive things about something. You know?
Thank you, Tess, for speaking with me.
Of course.
I'm so honored. And you don't even know me, so this is awesome.
It's great, just getting right to it. There's transparency.
I know.
And action.
This is awesome. Well, thank you for tuning into this week's vlog. And I just want to really encourage you, just what Tess was saying. God's got your back. He's never leaving you. He's never forsaking you. And just remember that His goodness is always there through any struggle that you're going through. All right. Well, email me with your vlog ideas. I would love to hear from you. You can go to amymitchell.com. All right. Have a good day. God bless. All these hard names. Tess Carlucci.
Yep.
Carlucci. What nationality is that? Italian.
Yeah.
Tess Carlucci.
Yeah, I'm learning how to make really good Italian dishes.
Okay.
For that, it's pretty much spaghetti.
But you can't chew.
Yeah.
Even though I can't chew.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I just kind of mash that up. Gnocchi. I mean, everybody can eat that.
Can I have this as a blooper?